Everyone, not yet. Hey everyone, welcome to Kats Creations, live on Sunday, June the 13th of the year 2021. As promised, I told you we were going to do a Halloween wreath. So this is the first one for 2021. The sign that we're using is kind of giving me the vintage look that I love. So this came from Personally Yours. So if you guys love the sign, that's where you want to go. She does have her own website at plwreathsigns.com. And that's pretty much about it. Let me give you all the rundown really quick. So if you like this design and like all the stuff that you're going to see tonight and want to put this together on your own, make sure you click the share button at the bottom. It's much easier to find these tutorials when you put them on your page because it depends on how often you post, right? But definitely so much easier than trying to find it on mine. Also, if you want to be notified when we go live, make sure you click the like and follow button. Once you do that, like you're watching us live tonight, just click on your screen. To turn your notifications on, you'll click the three dots in the upper right-hand corner. It'll open up a sub-menu, which gives you a lot of other options, but at the very bottom, I believe it is now, it says turn live notifications on or off. Depending upon what you have set, that lets you know when your favorite people are doing a live. If you are on YouTube and you're catching this is from a Sunday Facebook Live. If you ever want to join me live and participate in the conversation, come join us on Sundays at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, and 9 p.m. Eastern Time on my Facebook page. YouTube subscribers, just click the bell in the upper right-hand corner to be notified when we drop a new video in for you to enjoy. If you're new, let us know. We'd like to welcome you and let us know where you're from. Sometimes the best connections are made on Facebook Lives. So you guys ready to get started?
Yep, got Bar White's is good name from Henrietta, Oklahoma.
I need to open my
Hi everyone, just join in.
Haven't opened my app.
This is the public group, so we'd encourage you to like and share to your page so you can find it easier.
Here I am. Much easier for me to do it this way. Okay, so what we're using tonight, this is a 14-inch work frame wreath. I know these are hard to find now. So the best place if you're looking for them is to probably catch these on de-stash sites. So just go to Facebook and then search for wreath de-stash and supplies. This happens to be a thicker, like more fluffier tinsel tie, but this one actually has what is considered like, it's not an elevated frame, it actually goes up and then goes back down, which is really nice so that we don't have to try to like fill the space. So we're going to do this a couple of different ways. So we're going to poof the whole base to give it a really solid, thick overall look. And then we're going to come back in with 10-inch Deco mesh, and we're going to add some color to all of that black to bring a little bit of the orange in, but not too much because the sign is where we really want to make the emphasis. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and poof, and in order to do that, you need your roll of 21-inch mesh. This is considered a metallic, even though you can't really get metallic in black. And the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to grab a zip tie. And then to make the poofing easier to do, it's so much easier to take your 21-inch mesh and drop it to the floor. Just like that. So much easier. Actually, I should probably flip it around to the other side. So let me kick it around the other way. That way it doesn't knock half the stuff off the counter. And then what you're going to do is just gather that cut edge into one hand, just like so. This way we can find all the frays because this is the only place it's going to fray. Everything else has a finished edge. Because we're starting on the inside, this wreath form or work frame comes with 8 tinsel ties to the center and 8 to the outside. So it's a little bit different for us. So we are just going to go in between this frame. I'm going to flip it over to the other side. I'm going right underneath a tinsel tie or twist tie. We're going to go right between this. And we're going to secure this to the inside of our frame so that we have a starting point. Give it a really good tight pull. If we do everything right, we should wind up generally back in this general spot. Okay, move all your outside stencils to that way. I like to open up my stencil ties on the inside so it's ready for me to lay mesh into, just like so. This is where we're going to come back. So I'm actually doing, normally I do 10-inch poofs, but let's try that. Let's try 10, even though the spacing is so small. So let's see what that yields us. So I'm going around the inside first. That's just my preference. You could go 8 inches on the inside. You could go 6 inches on the inside, whatever your fancy is. Whatever you pick, just make sure you're consistent, because that's what makes for a really good poof frame. You don't want to go crazy big, because then you'll have poofs just like all over the place. But just enough that you get a little bubble. So I think the 10-inch is working out good. Always make sure that I keep my mesh from rolling under. Try to keep it kind of small and confined so we can get it into our twists. Here we go again.
This I thought you said right. This is from last year?
No, this year.
This year from
Personally yours.
Personally yours, yeah.
Yeah, you have all the info.
Yeah, I posted the link already.
Okay. So she has some really good signs. This was one of my favorites because I'm always looking for vintage. Anything that looks old. And I like the lettering that she used on this particular design. So now I'm going to be looking for some new vintage Halloween. Shared a photo earlier today of a black and tan I did last year. That was just outside your traditional black and orange. Okay.
Roseanne said, when did you do the hat on your door? Beautiful. Where do I get the frames for the hat?
The hat.
It's not a hat. It's actually a rail.
It's a rail, right. So what you don't see is all the way around that circular welcome. It's a black frame that it sits on. It just looks, it pops better on a darker door than a white door. And we did that in our private group today. I taught them how to work with a rail form, how to incorporate florals with Deco mesh. And then that became kind of a summer to fall transitional design. So it's for the person who's like, well, I'm not really sure I want summer or do you want fall? Here's a perfect blend. You have that transitional look. Let's make sure we get poofs going. And we have 2 more. And then we will be moving to the bottom. So this is the perfect way to use up some of that 21-inch, and I have a lot. And I don't do 21-inch that much. Probably should, but I think 10-inch just stores for us so much easier. And here is our last one, where we've met up with our starting point.
Roseanne said, I ordered the beach sign that you did on Friday. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I love that beach. Did you order it in blue or did you order it in white? Because she makes it in both. Okay, so now we're going to the outside. So there is a tinsel tie directly below that, but I don't want that one. I'm going to go all the way over to this one. So I am getting my mesh to the right length. And we're going to move, since I can get it all unfolded, just like that. Spinning it all the way around to the outside point. Such a big leap, but there's nothing that can be done. Just make sure we're getting everything all left out. Back to our 10-inch ties, our 10-inch poofs. So you always want to make sure that everything is unfolded.
We asked, could I do this using the 14-inch Dollar Tree frame?
Yes, you can.
Of course.
Absolutely. I teach you how to do that in our private group. How to do 3 different methods using 21-inch on a Dollar Tree wreath frame. Okay. Just making sure everything is spread out, nothing's folded. The edges like to fold under, so our goal is to make sure they don't, and that you get those nice little poofs going to the outside. So always take time just to unfold everything. Make sure you have a good poof going on. Sometimes you have to push the ones that are hanging from the center over because they kind of get in the way. And this should go fairly quick. Should being the key word.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're using a lot of mesh on this.
Yeah, this one's gonna have a lot of mesh. A lot. This is the Jurassic Park of wreaths. This is the kind of spare no expense. It's like, let's go thick. Let's go a little bit bigger. But still keep the traditional colors. You could have come in with like a red and black plaid Halloween mesh, a striped color. But because we're kind of playing to the sign, we want more of a dark background, and then we'll pop the orange in our ribbons, the sign, and everything else. Oops.
And just to let y'all know too, I mean, these work frames that we've had for years.
Yeah, I have, believe it or not, I actually have a pretty big tub filled with them, and I just don't use them that often.
I would say she probably has at least 50 in that tub. And she used to have double that.
Yeah, we sold quite a few of them. So I know these are going to be really hard to find this year.
Do you know if people make the tinsels? Just tinsels that you can buy and make your own work frame?
Yeah.
So that's another option.
Yeah, you could actually do a 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame and then just go buy. It's I think they call it tinsel rope or pencil something. But yeah, you can buy that just in one long spool, and then you just divvy out however long you want your pieces to be.
Yeah. Jenny asked, would you use the same amount of ties on a Dollar Tree frame? You would just do yours like you normally do, right?
Yeah, I would do the 6 to the inside and then the 12 to the outside. I wouldn't do 8 and 8.
Or 9 and 9.
Oh yeah, 9 and 9. Yes, you are correct. And now I've met myself. This is my last one to put this in. You could, there's a couple options. You could thicken this up way thicker by running another row of Deco mesh right down the center. But because we're going to be incorporating some curls in here, we're not going to do that. So this is where I'm going to cut this off. And really the amount of 21-inch Deco mesh that I have left is probably enough to go around the inside once, which is why people can generally get it to go in the middle one more time. But there's no need to do this. So I'm going to bring this through all the way back over to my starting point. And I'm going to secure this back with another zip tie.
Jess said, I believe Kringle sold some of the tinsel rope for the ties. Not sure if they have it now.
Oh, that's right. Okay, this zip tie is broke. It just doesn't want to zip. It's coming back. Okay. Let's get this one in. That's why I have 4 out, just in case they didn't want to play nice and stay intact. And there is our general base, but now we're going to thicken it up even more. So this is where your bow dabber comes in handy for yet another purpose. So I have what's called wide foil black, and then we're doing a fabric, because if you notice throughout the sign and most of the ribbon, very little glitter. So I'm just letting the sparkle come from the black and what little is in the ribbon that I've chosen. So these are all cut to 10-inch pieces, and I'm just going to roll these into curls, and I'm going to load them in my bow dabber. Just alternating the colors. And then we're going to put a black and an orange piece in every single tinsel tie, just to pop more orange, to give it some more height, some more texture.
Kringle does have the purple, gold, green, silver, black.
Oh, they have black?
It says sold out.
Oh.
Sold out. They don't have orange, but they have the purple, so, or the green.
So no black and orange. See, this is what I'm saying. All that stuff is going to start to become harder and harder to find. So I can usually load about 6 of these in. So I'm going to start on the inside. So I'm going to crisscross a black and an orange. And I'm going to start in here. And we're just going to give it a twist. Grab the next bunch. Go back in here. Give it a twist. I want to make sure that we can see those curls though coming up. It doesn't matter if you go black on top or orange on top, just so long as you get your black and orange going. Okay, let me get two more here. There we go. Since this one's pretty much going, let's just help it along. This is why I love my bow dabber. You could do it one at a time, but you're going to eventually need to have both pieces so that you can add them to your mesh. You guys are awful quiet tonight. Do you guys lean towards traditional Halloween colors? Do you try to mix it up with some of the purples and limes?
So here's something interesting.
What?
Wayfair sells tinsel rope in all colors.
What?
Yep.
Wayfair.com?
Wayfair.com.
You mean like where you buy furniture and home furnishings?
Yes. It looks exactly like that. However, it doesn't look like it's wired, but you could still use it around pipe cleaners. You could just wrap it around pipe cleaners.
That makes me want to order that just to see if it truly works.
I mean, if you can see it, look at all the colors.
Wow. Yeah, that's a lot. Wait, how much is it?
$14.99 for 25 feet.
Okay.
Twist garland.
So they call it twist garland.
Yep.
Interesting. What did you Google search that?
Yeah, I Google searched orange tinsel rope.
Nice. And it came up for Wayfair.
Yep.
Who knew, right? Everybody's selling wreath making supplies. So now we've got two-tone orange going on. Grab another 3. 3 there. Are you adding curls to all the sections? Yes, I am. So they each get one of each color. So they each get an orange and a black. The reason why I'm adding the black on top of black, it adds some different dimension than just the poofs. I like having the curls. And this is a thicker, what they would call metallic. So it's going to add just a little bit more sparkle to the black. Plus it's going to thicken up the base. Let me see. Can you use the pipe cleaners with, oh yeah. What is it, Chris? Chris asked, can you use pipe cleaners? Oh yeah, absolutely. I was just looking for something different. So I was like, do I have an orange work wreath out there? And so Steve's like, yeah. So I was like, okay, well, let's do that.
I think you said you're adding curls to all the sections.
Yes.
Yep.
Remember, there's 9 on the inside. It's to thicken the base and just give it more texture. Just something fun to look at. We haven't done a poof with curls. We have in the private group. I don't think, maybe in the public group a long time ago. Okay. We haven't even started to the outside.
Is that a mesh? The curls are a mesh, yes. They're just really tight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They'll unspool. I have to start somewhat tight, about 1 inch, and then they'll just kind of unwind on their own. And then they'll look more cone shape, less, whatchamacallit, they start to unwind.
Yeah.
So they're less like rope-like tubes.
Thank you, Chris. Your work is beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like the darker orange because it matches with the two-tone of the orange in the sign. So your ties and the orange mesh are the same colors.
So there's that. Now that's all the inside. So that's just us adding that to the inside. And so now we'll add them to the outside and you'll start to see how thicker and fuller the base starts to look.
Well, I like the poof method, but when I do it, it doesn't look right at all. I can't figure out what I'm doing wrong. Maybe the curls will help. Measurements.
Measurements. Yeah. Most of the time when people struggle with poofs is you're not consistent when you're going from one section to another. So just be concise. And then as you watch me do, I'm unfolding it to make sure that it's not folded. There's no like real wrinkles, and I'm getting a true 10 inches all the way through.
Nancy, the size of the sign is 6 inches by 10 inches.
So we have 3. We have to do this 3 more. well, after this, 2 more times, and then we shall be complete.
Are you hot? You want me to turn the air on? Are you okay?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah, today, what's the high today? 107. It's ugly today.
101. Yeah.
Well, now it's kind of on its cool down. So, yep, we're in for a heat wave here on the West Coast. So now we go outside. So this is why your tinsel ties will come in handy, because you have a lot more of them than what you would if you were doing pipe cleaners, especially to do this method on top of the other. You don't have to do the curls on top of the poofs. I'm just doing it for thickening my base up and adding texture. It's just nice to see all the little tubes. And I'm always trying to get one of each. So like the orange and black, and then black and orange. Wow, that went quick. Almost can use that one, but I want it a tighter curl. Fabric mesh cut with the rotary cutter, because it's fabric. Wouldn't cut, it would just smoke if we were to try to cut it with the wood burning tool. The Deco mesh, the black, however, was cut with the wood burning tool. Yeah, Lydia says it's 97 in Texas today.
Yeah.
Well, officially we're mid-June, so
Well,
we're getting into
summer.
the longest day of the year. So June 21st or 22nd? I think it's the 21st. The summer solstice, longest day of the year. So I look forward to that day, because every day after that is closer to fall. Because if that's the longest day, then every day after that becomes just a tad bit shorter. By like a second or two.
Mm-hmm.
Oop, there we go. What do you guys think of the colors so far? Obviously just black and orange. But see now how adding these to the outside is making the outside just a little bit thicker.
Yeah, real thick.
Yeah, I'll give you dimensions here in a second. Tell you how much we added last 3 sections, and then our base is complete. There's one.
Chris said, love it.
Thank you. Okay, this one I know is not 10 inches. No, this is like 15. But we'll squeeze it in there anyway, because I don't want to take the time. I don't know how that got done.
Or we didn't know. There's no way this would fit between doors.
Yep.
Storm doors. Nope.
No. Yeah. By the time we add the bow and the ribbons,
It's going to be at least 6 inches thick.
yeah. Easily. Easily. You could make one to fit between a storm door.
Yeah.
We probably will do that one of these. We'll probably do the pancake method so that people can understand what the difference between pancake and the regular ruffle is. It's a thinner wreath because they're using a third less mesh. Okay. I'll have to redo that one since it's stuck to my fabric.
Well, listen, I like it. Not too much orange mesh for the ribbon and sign to pop.
Yeah,
Nice.
that was the whole deal. Keep it dark. And even the ribbon choices I picked, I didn't go heavy orange. I did like a complementary, like orange and black, or black with just a touch of orange in it.
Pam said finally home. Well, glad you made it home, Pam. Safe.
Yay! I was like, I saw this roll of black mesh and I was like, what's that doing on the floor? That would be my 21-inch mesh. Okay. So, for me, end to end, 26 inches diameter base. So, that is super full. No light coming through. So that is a super thick, full mesh. And if we were to go like this, you're at 6 inches already. Right. 6 inches from the very tops of these. So what I'm going to do is around the outside, we're going to add our ribbon tails. And we'll add in our half bows, and then we'll add our sign, make our bow, and then I think we're going to be good.
Janice asked, how many rolls of mesh are you using total? Use the whole roll of the 21-inch pretty much.
Whole roll of 21-inch, about a third of the black and orange, because you're only cutting 18, well,
pieces.
Half.
Yeah, so half.
About half. So half a roll of the black and then half a roll of the orange. Ribbon choices for today are this gorgeous damask. So it's orange and black. I like the fact that it's very old world. It kind of ties in with the lettering to the sign. This we have cut to 14-inch pieces. And then this is a velvet with an orange trim to it. Again, 12 inches. So we're not going heavy orange. So we're going to alternate these all the way around the outside. So I'm just going right on top. And this, of course, is going to make our wreath even more wider.
But you should still be able to get this in a 24-inch box.
Oh yeah, you will. And you're not smushing it. No, it won't be tight. It'll be fine. So I go that way. The ribbon was the 2.5-inch came from 5th Street Studios. So if you like this ribbon, this is where it came from. They are on Etsy. They are getting their own website. So I don't know how long they'll be on Etsy for. Make sure. Isn't that pretty? So this still all works. It's just going to be very full. A lot fuller than you guys have seen before. Usually it doesn't go this full until we add our bow, but this is a full, very full wreath.
Nancy says your wreaths are always so beautiful.
Oh, thanks, Nancy. Urbina says 12 inches, not 14. Did I say 12? It's 14 inches.
14.
Yeah, always 14. The only ones that we did 12 on was when we did the door hanger. We did 12 and 13 inches on that.
For the ribbon. Yeah.
For the ribbon, yeah. Okay. I will tell you that the two ribbons that I'm using are really expensive ribbons, especially the velvet. Probably up there with one of the highest prices ribbon rolls that I've done, but I was like, I like the black velvet with the orange trim. I like how they stitched it.
It's almost like a D. Stevens ribbon, right?
Yeah, I guess kind of.
Lenore said, I believe I have a ribbon addiction and don't know how to fix it. I think everybody on this thread has a ribbon addiction.
Yeah, exactly right.
Or most people.
Okay.
So what was the name of the place you got the ribbon?
5th Street Studios. So it's with the number 5 and then TH Street Studios.
On Etsy.
On Etsy. Okay, and because this one has an odd number, the way that I solve the odd number is the odd number 1 gets 2. And that generally becomes the place where I'm going to put my bow. So we will see if that works out. Because I didn't want to change my placement. Like, you could technically remove one from the inside, move it to the outside. But in this case, no. We'll just let it go.
Okay, so they just placed an order with them. Sucks, I missed those beautiful ribbons.
They might not have them. I'm not sure. Didn't you say that you looked, Steve, prior to this? You didn't see them?
No, I think they have. Because you asked me what were the label. I'll look again.
This is the double one. So there's one that has a double. So now I'm going to go around and I'm going to add in this. It's like a black, it's like a fishnet glitter. So this is going to go on top of our damask, and then we're going to do the black and orange checkerboard print, and that's going to go on top of the black velvet. These are cut to 18-inch pieces, and we're just going to do the half bow, which is just bring your wired edges together. You're going to go up to about 2 inches from the top. You're going to lay this right inside your twist tie. You're going to open your loop, and then you're going to have to flip one of them over, and I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. So this is the look you're going for. So I'll just continue to work from here. And because our twist ties are orange, I'm not removing them. You could, but I'm not going to. I like the fact that it's got a different shade of orange to it. So it's kind of playing to the lighter shade of orange that's in our sign.
Yeah, according to 5th Street Students, it says it's available.
It is available?
Yep.
Okay, it is available. We'll add the black to our damask just to give it a little bit more sparkle. Just gonna spin that around. Yeah, putting a bow on this is going to be challenging. Doing a bow on top of a wreath that is already so full can be challenging because of the depth involved. For you to hit that frame, you got to go pretty deep. Okay. black. Tell me where I want it to. Couple more. I'm gonna skip this one for now. I guess I can put that in there. I was gonna skip the one with the double in it. So we'll see. I'll see what you think. Go back around, finish these. Everybody's so quiet. Y'all are so quiet.
I love that ribbon choice. There's this, I have a ribbon and mesh addiction. So does Cat.
Trying to get the... Steve knows. I just pulled out all of my Halloween ribbon for this year. I was like, wow. It took the one whole row all the way across. And actually, I have more that's sitting in a tub, but it's just doubles. So there's no point in pulling it all out.
It is almost time, right, to restock all the shelves and rotate your stuff.
Yeah, I already put all Patriotic away, even though we're not even into 4th of July, but it's time to move on. Okay.
The black velvet with the orange trim is also 5th Street Studios.
Mm-hmm.
I did not see that on there, though.
Oh.
It could be out.
Could be. Okay. So let's go around to the one that had the 2. And let's just give this one. Let's see. Should we do a double bow on that one? Since it's different. So a double bow is just...
Lynn, if you're in 5th Street Studios on Etsy, just in the search bar, just type in orange damask.
Or just type in Halloween.
D-A-M-A-S-K. Lynn said it's in the upper 60s tonight in Maryland. That's nice.
Yeah, really nice.
And I asked, are you going to take next Sunday off for Father's Day?
Yes, of course. For all that Steve does, unless...
I don't know we're going to do anything.
Well, I know the kids will be here, so yeah. Thank you for bringing that up. Yes, we will definitely. It's going to be hot. Really super hot. Okay, so time to make our bow. So just pick some of these that are all like shooting straight up in the air. Okay, now we're like pushing 27, 28. So we are going to lay down the black velvet because I really like the damask and I really want that to stand out. So I'm going to move this over to the side. So we need to do our dovetails, which is just bring your wired edges together. You're going to take your scissors and go from the fold all the way to that wired point. And then that will give you a really pretty dovetail, ducktail, V tail. And then we're going 10 inches in. And we're going to twist. And we're going to go back to our bow dabra. And we're going to add 5.5 inch loop. So let's just make sure. That's like 6. So we need to pull it in. Make sure we're at 5.5. Same. 5.5. There we go. I know, I was like, what the heck? Okay. Put our dovetail back in.
Thank you guys. There's
Happy early Father's Day.
Father's Day.
Yeah. And I think, well, that we'll have the 4th of July holiday, which is coming up, but that's on a Saturday. So I don't think it's going to impact us. It'll just be crazy fireworks. Like we're already starting to experience. Are you guys experiencing like people who are shooting off their fireworks early right now? Because we get inundated with them right when it gets dark. People start lighting them off already. And we're talking the big professional grade fireworks.
Oh, Linda, that's cool. She said, I'm creating 4 wreaths for my RV club. So I'm watching you while creating.
Nice.
I bet that's got to be fun.
Yeah.
That's something I'd love to do.
What? Make wreaths for an RV club?
No, be in an RV club. Because in order for that, you have to have an RV.
I know. Okay, so this one is a 9.5 inch tail with 5 inch loops. So I come down on the tails 1/2 inch every time, but on the loops, it's a 1/2 inch every time except for the 4th one. It stays the same as the 3rd, but the tail lengths are still 1/2 inch different.
Lenore said, yes, and it's making my poor dogs go crazy. Yes, in here.
Yeah, it drives our cats crazy. We have an older cat. She's our oldest, and she's just not a happy camper, and I hate the thought of even thinking about having to medicate our cat. I can see doing it for one day, but not doing it for like 3 weeks. Okay, so we're gonna blend in these color choices. So I think these are what I'm going to do. I might put this down like that. Yeah, I think I like that better. So we're gonna finish with this Harlequin. So the solid orange is from Kringle. So when in doubt, always make sure you have all of your solids. A good place to buy 50 to 100 yard ribbon spools right now is, believe it or not, Personally Yours. So she has the 50 and the 100 yard spools. I don't know what the color combinations are, but those are good if you have solids or a particular color. Like I love moss green. I will use moss green all year long. And I think she's got a couple in moss green. I think one of them is like a Swiss dot. I was like, done. So our next loop size is 4.5 with a 9 inch tail. So you always see that I'm always bringing my loops back just to double check lengths on everything. And I'll fix that because it's kind of popping up out of my Bodabra. So once I dovetail this one, we'll get this one resituated. There we go. So I always make sure we stock, what is this? This is 50 yards. All your solid colors, red, white, blue, black, orange, green, purple. And then you can start looking for variations like a navy, moss green, yellow, gray, this one's going to be 8.5 inches for the ribbon tail length, and it's going to go back to a 4.5 inch loop. Now remember, the orange is already at 4.5 inches, so all we have to do is put our fingers in the loops and pull, and we've got the same measurement. We'll just have to measure that tail length to make sure we are right on our tail at 8.5. So the checkerboard is from Fifth Street Studios as well. So not all of it is glittered, just the black. Super thick. And then the solid black, believe it or not, was from Hobby Lobby at Christmas.
Yeah, that's actually like a shimmer to it, right?
Yeah, it's like a fishnet.
Yeah.
It does have glitter on it.
Yeah, but the good thing, I don't think that glitter doesn't really come off.
Sure it does.
Does it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it all comes off. I'm like looking at what I'm doing right here. There's just glitter everywhere.
Krista says, you always have the best bows. Also love how you always show exactly how you create these beautiful bows.
Oh, you're welcome.
Gail said, do you know when Costco gets their holiday ribbon in?
Not really.
They don't really post it.
I'd have to go dig back through my Facebook feed and see when we posted. Because once one person posts, Costco's getting all their holiday ribbon in, then everybody posts.
Then it's a mad dash.
Yeah. So this one's a 4-inch loop with an 8-inch tail. So we're back to coming down a 1/2 inch in our loop size and our tail length. This one just has a really thick plastic edge. It just doesn't want to stay down. So see, even when I'm going through Hobby Lobby like this, I think went in their Santa ribbon when they were doing red, white, and black. So I'm thinking Halloween. I don't ever think like Christmas, although you could use it in the Christmas. You could do black and plaid. Or black and red plaid.
Wow, Lynetta said last year it was mid-August. Wow,
that's what early. I was thinking, August. Huh. No, not really. Let me just make sure we take that wire tip
So
off.
let me repeat that. Some Costco's maybe come out in mid-August, but ours did not come out until later.
Ours came out that. We just didn't go over there. And I think everybody was like, there's really no new design, so if there's not any new, I'm like, okay, there's no need for us to rush out.
Unless
because,
you're getting low on 50-yard spools and then just restock.
Yeah, like the candy cane ribbons. Those are usually the ones you'll want to stock up on. Peacock ribbon. For those of you that want to make a peacock wreath, that would be the time for you to grab that ribbon. So this is a 7.5 inch tail with a 3.5 inch loop. It's a really thick bow. And this one, we're going to have to do an extension on this one because we've got to get through 5 inches. So if you think about that, when you take a pipe cleaner and you bend it in half, you've got 6 inches. Well, we've got to get 6 inches to get to the frame, just to the frame. And then we've got to twist. So we need to extend our pipe cleaners a little bit longer. This Harlequin was from Craft Outlet. I don't know if they have any more. So.
Hi Sharon, hi Vera.
To do an extension, you're just going to take your pipe cleaners. You're going to bring them to a little cross. And then you're just going to wind the end around the other. Same thing here. So we're going to make them an extended pipe cleaner. So now it's 20 inches long. So now it'll fit all the way down to the frame. So there's our club sandwich. So now we're going to take that, pull that around. So now we have enough length to get that down to our frame and be able to secure it on the wreath.
Oh, thank you, Sharon. She sent 50 stars.
Thank you, Sharon.
She's on a 23-week streak.
Wow.
Ooh, thank you.
So, let me show you. This is my cutting board that I have transferred, or what did you say, remade into a fluff board. You can get the easiest way to do it for those of you that don't want to cut down an 18 by 24, just go to Home Depot or Lowe's. If you go into their wood section, there's a section of wood that's already pre-cut. It's kind of like, it's not on the stuff where they have all the wood laid out. It's like in a little section and they're all done vertically. Just look for a 24 by 1 inch thick. It'll be a little bit wider, which is okay. And then just pick up an 1.5 to 2 inch C-hook while you're there and you're good. You're all done. That's all you need.
I think that's just a 1 inch.
It might be. Yeah. But you can go a little bit bigger. So I'm just going to feed my ribbon through my C-hook like that. And then all we're going to do is separate before we fluff. So all you're going to do is take a tail, starting from the bottom. So there's my tail and my loop. Go to the other side. Then we're going to go opposite. So here's my tail and here's my loop. So tails are directly across from each other, loops directly across. Then you're going to go opposite again. So here we're going tail to this side in our loop. Go over to the other side. Here's our tail. And here's my loop. So this way it's kind of alternating the colors as we go down. I'm going to let the orange fall on top of the black. Go to the other side. Here's my tail. Here's my loop. From here, we have our checkerboard. Here's our loop, here's our tail. Back to the other side. Here's my tail. Here's my loop. Back to this side. Here's my loop and tail. That tail seems way too long. We'll fix that. And then over here. Oh, that one's way too long. And then we're back over here with, here's our loop, here's our tail, loop and tail. Now everything is sorted. Now you get to look at it and go, what do you want to lay next to other ribbon? Where do you want all of your ribbon to lay? And then you get to pull up your loops.
Fluffing.
Now you fluff. So I'm just making sure all my loops are on one side. Tails are off to the side. I have a tendency of drifting back around. That's okay.
Teresa Craig said, hi from Cincinnati, Ohio. Just made my first diaper wreath today.
Oh, nice.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I've showed you this.
Yeah, I love the black and orange. I bought a bow maker like yours today, and it makes it so easy to make a bow.
It really does. Who would have ever thought, right? Back before. I'm just separating all my colors. Putting everything where I want it to lay. There we go. And then if you want to put the arc back in your ribbon, just kind of run it between your fingers and that'll kind of put the arc back in it. That way when you lay it on the wreath, it's kind of formed, and then there's your bow. So if all you do in your first step is separate, then go back and open up your loops, open up your ribbons. Make sure that now you have a 3D bow. So we're going to take this off the C-hook. Just a second. Moving that way. There you go. Okay. Scooted my mat out. Okay, bring our wreath back over. And now we'll go ahead and, usually I look for a flat spot, like this one's pretty good. I'm looking for that section where we have the devil, which is over here. Yeah. So I'm going to pick that spot. I'm going to make sure that my loops are facing the direction of my sign. Lord knows we have enough length that we can get that all the way down to the frame.
Now getting it through the Deco mesh.
It's easy. You go around the curls and just through the poof mesh. You just have a really long pipe cleaner. So I got it through one side. There's through the other. And you don't want to pull it too hard. It needs to float. So that is floating. So see how all those, you move your curls out of the way so our ribbon can open up. Okay, now we've got to attach our sign. So in order to attach our sign, I'm going to pull this around. I'm going to look, and I'm going to kind of use my larger 2.5 inch ribbon to kind of frame my sign a little bit. So it's going to kind of lay right there. So I'm going to go here and here. I'm going to use a 1.5 millimeter beadsmith metal hole punch. You can get them at Hobby Lobby, Joann's, or Michael's. And look for them in the jewelry section because they're for punching holes in metal for earrings or necklace. So remember, I need a little bit longer because we got to go all the way through to the deep side. And then we'll probably add some more ribbon to the inside because it doesn't quite, want to make sure that we have enough coverage.
Right, Sharon, so that would look beautiful on the front door for Halloween.
Mm-hmm. It's the non-scary wreath. So I prefer, well, I was going to say I prefer non-scary. If you ask my kids, they'll go with scary, as scary as it can possibly be. But I like mine just to be a little bit different.
Denise said, I'll have to have that sign.
P, personally yours.
Yep, it's still pinned at the bottom.
Yep. So we'll go ahead and get this fastened, and then we'll add a couple more ribbons and tails to the top, and then we'll be all set. So remember, this is going to frame our sign. So I'm going to go ahead and get this side in first. So like Steve says, your biggest challenge is getting it through all the mesh and hopefully hitting your frame. And thankfully, because we're using a wider frame, I have a bigger area to work with. So there's one side. And the wire works so much better to go through this much mesh much quicker. And there's that side. Tuck that in. Go ahead and twist that on. This is going to border our sign.
How much would you sell it for?
When I'm all said and done, this one's going to go for $97 with $25 FedEx shipping, which means if you ordered it today, you would have it by you might have it by Friday because it would go out Monday. I'm just trying desperately to get it to the inside. You're having to fight and go around curls, poofs, tinsel ties.
One of the guys asked, what do you think has the better ribbon, Sam's or Costco?
I'd
say they're probably pretty comparable.
Yeah, I was going to say
Sam's a little bit.
2 or 3 years ago, either one. But now it just seems like the quality of ribbon for a lot of places are like their ribbon quality is thinner than what it should be. So now I'll pull some of those happy little curls out.
It's much better to punch a hole than to use those cable sticky pads for the back.
Yeah, because if you're, especially with the heat wave and stuff we're having, those have a tendency of coming off. Yeah. So as long as you're adding some extra adhesive to them, the last thing you'd want to have is the sign to pop off because of, extreme heat or extreme cold. I just prefer, if you're going to do it on a metal sign, just metal hole punch. You're 100% assured that's not going to go anywhere. Yep.
Glue and sticky adhesive work really great on porous things, but on metal signs, it doesn't work that great. So when it gets hot, they just pop off.
So here's where we're at right now. We're going to come in and add some more 2.5 inch ribbon up here and up here, just to get to fill that spot. So let us grab.
So Fran said you set up a shipping account. How did you start it?
What do you mean?
Yeah, Kat has several different shipping accounts.
Yeah, you have to kind of shop around and find the best rate. For me, for the longest time, it was FedEx because most of my stuff goes to the East Coast. So I needed something that had a deeper discount than, say, somebody who lives in Texas and ships, east or west of them. So let me look at these. See what I think.
You get all that information from her private group.
Yeah, if you would like to join the private group, you can do it one of two ways. You can do it monthly, which is $17 a month, or you can pay for the whole year in advance and get 2 months for free. And both of those are on my website at KatsCreationsNMore.com. So these are nice, right at 14. So I'm just gonna do the same thing, mix and match my ribbon all the way around. So we'll add a couple more pieces to fill in the center and make that sign pop just a bit more.
Denise said that's very pretty, Kat.
Thank you. Okay, let's take these, bring them this way. Trying to get the fabric mesh to let go. This up and over. There we go. And we'll add 1, 2, 3 pieces to the bottom. So let us go to, I think we'll go to damask and we'll put the velvet in the center. Just to give it a different look. I told you guys this was the Jurassic Park wreath. The spare no expense. It's called Let's Just Go Big. Let's just put everything. Not everything. But let's give it a wow factor. Okay.
Roseanne, yeah, I just pinned the link to the bottom. So all you gotta do is click on that link. That's www.KatsCreationsNMore.com and it'll take you right to it.
Okay. 2 more. You guys know that I usually don't even add ribbon to the center, but because this one is so wide, I'm gonna have to make sure that our kids don't steal these. Because normally they do. When they come down to visit, it's like, okay, what's mom making? Ooh, that's pretty. That'll look great on my front door.
Hi, Sabrina.
Okay. this to the side, and then we'll add a couple. Let's see. I get it all the way down there. There we go. Sometimes you just got to get the poofs out of the way. And then we'll add some pop of our black ribbon. I haven't decided if we should go just add in a straight ribbon to that, or if we should make a half bow to go inside. Get my stencil tie, just under the sign. There we go. It looks so pretty and so festive, and you can still see the mesh. So it's all still readily available. So let us add, let's do it this way. Let's cut 1.5 inches, the same length. See which looks better. Dovetail the end. See what these look like. Ooh, I'm liking that a lot. Okay, so that's all we're gonna do. We're gonna add some 1.5 inches to the top as an overlay to give it kind of like a two-tone look. I need a couple more. You could easily come back in, which I might do. Can you, Steve? The Halloween scatters and fillers. Can you find those in my scatter and filler bin? So all I'm doing is kind of adding these to the outside. So I'm taking care of the damask print. And then I'll go ahead and add the checker. And then that way it'll help break up that extra real estate that we have around our sign. Ooh. Those are nice and pretty. Okay, and then we need our checkerboard. We need 2 pieces. Pushing it forward. So 1. So what I was saying is you can, on the ends of your tinsel ties, just so that you're just not, you know, it just kind of looks, to me, almost looks unfinished. You can opt to put glitter balls on the ends.
Tubing.
Well, you could have added flex tubing instead of the 1.5 inch ribbon. If you wanted to go lower price point, you could just do poof base, run it all the way out. So do the extra row. You don't have to come in with the curls, and you could just add in flex tubing, like orange and black flex tubing, to the where the 1.5 inches are. Down to the bottom. Last one. Told you guys we were going big. bigger than big. Right in here. So let me show you what that looks like if you were to add your scatters and fillers. So they should start to come out now at Hobby Lobby. I don't think they'll be out yet at Dollar Tree, but like Steve pulled these. These are what you'll get at Hobby Lobby for the Thanksgiving. So it'll have the brown, the orange, and the green in it. At Halloween time, they will actually also have Halloween ones, which are just black and orange. And then what you can do is stick them on the ends. I'm looking for the solid black. Let me show you. I actually like that look. So instead of just these fuzzy ends, I'll show you what it looks like. So I'm flipping. There you go. So they come in 2 different sizes. So you stick them on, and then when we go offline, then I'll just take my hot glue gun and glue them on just to finish that look. I just think it looks a little bit more finished, right? Instead of just having the little fuzz, I'm like, okay, so what was the point of that? We know it was, you know, that's how we assembled everything together. Mm-hmm. But just adding those little extra touches. If you were asking yourself, what else could she possibly add? You just answered, right?
Oh yeah, there's lots of things to do.
Yeah. You could add pumpkins.
Make little tiny broomsticks.
Yeah, I was telling Steve it would have been ideal. Last year I actually had 2 broomsticks to have fashioned that in here and have that as the, looking for a bigger orange ball.
There's some of the things you can do. They take wooden skewers, and you have your raffia, right? You can just cut that short and just glue the raffia onto the edge. And
that's getting way too far. I'm like, don't want to go that far with that. But I definitely think just adding these little flourishes of the black and the orange to the end just kind of finish that even more.
Sabrina, that's a good question. She asked, will the Hobby Lobby in Victorville have Halloween items this year? Last year they didn't have Halloween.
That's right, they didn't.
Yeah, that's a good comment, Sabrina.
Don't know.
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, it'll have to be one of those. Let's hope. If not, you can probably get them at Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree will probably carry them. So I just have.
They probably won't call it Halloween. They'll probably call it something else.
What?
If they do carry anything that's like a Halloween base.
Well, here's the thing. I think you can go into Hobby Lobby, and in their party section, you can get orange styrofoam balls. They're just going to be solid, just all one. And then I think you can even get black, which Kat needs more of, because Kat uses black on everything, or black. So what do you guys think about adding just that little touch more? Would you have done it? Would you have opted out to not do it? I'm almost done in adding those. I just think that it finishes the look. Because I look at that and I go, it's unfinished.
Roseanne said, love it, gives it some more bling.
It does. It adds just a little bit more sparkle, but not overwhelming sparkle. Okay. Grab the 2 on the inside. So I got that one.
She's asking you order online. You could try to see if they sell those base fillers online.
Well, I think, if Hobby Lobby's not going to carry it this year at all, if they're not carrying Halloween, then they won't have the Halloween scatters and fillers. I just need 2 more. They're over here. So I know Amazon sells them because we got them a couple years ago when we were looking.
They're a little more expensive.
Yeah. Here's a bigger one. Okay, you guys ready to see it on the door?
Yeah, Donna said a lady that works for Hobby Lobby said they probably won't have Halloween stuff, just fall.
Yeah, that's kind of where I thought they were going to go. Okay, let's put this on the door and see what we see. So let's remove this one. This is going to be so pretty. Okay. Super thick. They're only appropriate, right, to put it on a black door. So, make sure we get all those gorgeous ribbons to all pop. Just like so. Okay. Way down here.
Jocelyn was beautiful the way you're doing it.
Aw,
Donna says
thanks.
it's beautiful. I love how it turned out.
So see, we went really big, right? We went way big this time.
Sabrina said nice.
And it's crooked. There we go. I think I want to this orange is just a tad too tall. So this is the black. So I'm going to take these down. There's that one. There we go. I just like where they were falling better. They were just a tad too long on top, so they were flipping over, but there you guys go.
That's right.
What do you guys think?
So that's it. Go big or go home, right?
This was my go big or go home. So, and I'm home, so I don't know what that means. So,
Do both.
hopefully you guys like this. If you're interested in this, it is only available on my website, which is at KatsCreationsNMore.com. If you'd like to see what this looks like on a light door, because you can't really see the black, although the black really makes it pop. Let me show you how simple this is to do this. So as a wreath maker, my daughter thought this was way cool. So let me show you how we flip the door. Super simple. Yes, it's on wheels. Just like a prop. So she was like, oh no way. That's how easy everything is? I was like, yeah. It's like movie props. So here it is on a white door. Actually need to get it to my, hold on a sec. There it goes. Okay. Is that way higher?
No.
It's sitting.
It might be sitting on the bottom.
Yeah, it is sitting on the bottom, but hold on. There it is. Okay. So there it is on a white door where you can see the white and the orange and the black. So yes, if you need to get a door for your props and your photos, it comes white, just paint the other side black and then you're good to go. Yep. And then you have a look that appeals to either audience. So hopefully you guys found that informative. Thanks for joining me on a Sunday. I appreciate it. And I will see you guys next week, Friday, where I will plan another design that you guys will totally love. I hope you guys enjoyed it and have a great night, everyone. Bye-bye.